Please join me in a spirit of prayer and meditation. After our spoken prayer and a time of silence, we will sing together Spirit of Life, hymn number 123, which is also printed in your order of service. We'll sing first in English and then in Spanish. And if you could keep on your hearts during our prayer time, especially all the families in Newtown, Connecticut. This is the anniversary of that tragedy. So our love and prayers go out to all those families. And also the family of the young girl who died in custody at the border. Our prayer this morning is by Barbara Hamilton Halloway. Let there be a quiet time among us. Spirit of life in us and around us, here is our chance, once again, to live like we wish the world would live. May we find within ourselves the courage to be who we are. May we know when it is time to listen and when it is time to speak. May we trust ourselves to be the ones to find the words that need to be said or to do what needs to be done. May we trust one another and know that there are many ways to go through life. May we know that though we cannot change some of what life gives to us, we can choose how we deal with what we are given. We are coming into our power, and together we can make possible justice and love. We are all connected. We depend upon one another more than we know. So be it. Blessed be. Amen. So for Christmas, someone gave me an activity called the Jar of Life. And I'm kind of excited about it, but I need a little help though. Shar, would you be willing to come up here and help me this morning? Thank you. And we're going to be over here, so if any of you over there have trouble seeing, you can move on over for this if you want. The choir doesn't bite. Okay. Oops. Can you get around here now? Come right on in. Right here with me. Good. Okay, so the Jar of Life came with all these ingredients and these instructions. First it says, use this jar, this cup of sand, these pebbles, and these orbs to find out about all that is our life. Hey, that's the name of the hymn we sang earlier. Clever. Okay, let's see if we can get this life together. We'll see if we can fit it all in. All right, it says, step by step, add the ingredients. You know what? I don't think we need to follow this exactly. We can figure it out. Let's just wing it. I'm thinking we should add the little stuff first, because that's just easier. So can you just pour that sand into this jar for me? Very good. That looks nice. All right. How about this one? What are these? Like pebbles? They're like little gems. Let's add those. Excellent. Okay. So now it's just these guys. There's not like a ton of room in there left, is there? Well, maybe we don't have to add all of them. We could just, let's see what, does it say what these things are? Looks like a globe. What is that one?
Travel and adventure.
Ooh, I like that one. Let's put that one in. This one has like trees and the ocean on it. What's that one?
Nature, 45 cents. No.
Definitely nature, okay. This one looks like one of those like bath bomb things you can take a nice bath with.
Self-care.
Oh yeah, let's put that one in. Oh, shoot. There's not a lot of room in here. This one has a smiley face with heart eyes.
Friends and family.
Okay, our friends and family are watching, so we should try to get that one in there. This one's like a tennis ball.
Exercise.
I don't really like exercise here. All right. This one has a chalice and a little church on there. What's that?
Spiritual community.
Oh, yeah. All right. Okay, this is getting really full. This one's like a disco ball. That's fun.
Music and the arts.
Excellent. Does it fit? Kind of, but not really. No. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. You know what? Let's just start over. I feel like maybe we should have read the directions. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. I got 2 sets of things, so it's okay. It's okay. Hold that for me.
Sure.
It's like it never happened. Okay. Starting over, but we're going to read the directions this time. Okay. All right, let's see. It says, step by step, add the ingredients. Be sure to add the larger items first. Okay, that would have been helpful to know. Okay, so you can read them as you put them in.
Travel and adventure. Oh, we're going in here. Okay. Spiritual community. Exercise.
All right.
Exercise.
Definitely.
Music and the arts. Nature.
Definitely.
Self-care. It's gonna fit. Friends and family.
All right. Maybe if we switch the order here.
Good.
All right. Okay. Let's see. It looks kind of full, though. Do you think there's room for anything else? Let's read the directions. Next, add the pebbles. Okay.
Into that?
Yeah. Let's see. Hey, look at that. They fit in like around the big things. All right. And it continues. It does look kind of full, but it says, last, add the sand. You may need to make some adjustments to make sure everything fits in. Okay. Hey, it's fitting. It's totally fitting. Hey, look at that. Everything fits. Little room to spare even. It's like magic when you read the directions. Oh, hey, look though, there is a note at the end of the directions. Can you read that for me?
Sure. Oh, manufacturer's note. This jar represents your life. The orbs are the important things. Your family, your partner, your health, your friends, your deepest passions, things that if everything else was lost and only they remained, your life would be full and beautiful. The pebbles are the other things that matter, like your job, your home, your hobbies. The sand is everything else, the small stuff. If you put the small stuff in the jar first, there's no room for the more important things. The same goes for your life. If you spend all your time and energy on the small stuff, you'll never have room for the things that are important to you. Pay attention to the things that are critical to your happiness. Play with your grandchildren. Spend time with your friends. Take your partner out dancing. There will always be time to go to work, clean the house, look at Facebook, fix the disposal, and play Candy Crush. Take care of the orbs first, the things that really matter. Set your priorities. The rest will fit in where it can.
Oh, thank you. That was great. And thank all of you. So, did I ever tell you about the quote that drew me into ministry? My mother used to have it pinned on our bathroom mirror. It's by Annie Dillard, who said, "How we spend our days is how we spend our lives." Slowly internalizing this message each time I looked in the mirror made an impact on me. When I was deciding what to do next as a career after my first one in publishing proved to be a little bit disappointing, I kept coming back to that quote. And I realized that whatever I did next, I wanted it to match up with what I valued in life. Sometimes there's a disconnect between how we see ourselves and how we actually spend our time, or how we behave. For instance, I think of myself as someone who does yoga. If someone asked me, do I do yoga? I would be like, yes, I do. I am a yoga person. I like the history and the theory. I like the breathing. I like the names of the poses. I even have a fancy crocheted bag that my sister made to carry my yoga mat. But when I finally get myself to a yoga class and try to actually do the poses, it becomes really clear that I'm much more of a theoretical yoga person. Because yoga isn't something that you can do a couple of times a year and say, yeah, I do yoga. It's something that you have to practice all the time, or you kind of lose it. Your body loses the flexibility, the muscle memory, the strength that a daily or a weekly practice brings. Same with meditation. We can't say that we are a meditator if we never meditate, or if we used to meditate. It's a practice, and that means you actually have to practice it. Now, I'm not saying that I can't be a yoga person, or that you can't be a meditator. I think these things are available to all of us. We've even done chair yoga here at our Aging with Dignity workshops. So I don't mean to be discouraging here. I'm just trying to get us to be a little more honest. What else are we claiming as identities that we aren't actually earning? Do you say that family is the most important thing? How do you show that? If you are an artist, are you making enough art? If you are a writer, do you write every day? If you consider yourself to be a spiritual person, do you take enough time in life to connect with what you see as holy? If you consider yourself to be a kind person, do you spend enough time being kind? If you love to read, are you getting those books out of the library? Or are you playing Candy Crush on your phone instead? If aging has changed your ability to do some of the things that used to define you, have you found new ways to live out those old passions? In this hectic world that we live in, do you carve out time for the things that you value most? It's really striking how much of our days are taken up by the sand level stuff, and certainly the pebble level stuff. But you saw how it worked. Most of it still gets done eventually when we put those things in last, when we prioritize the bigger things to go into the jar. Because how we spend our days is, of course, how we spend our lives. And how do we want to be spending our lives? You know, I have been telling people about that Annie Dillard quote for years, but it wasn't until recently that I found out that that is not the whole quote. There's more. She says, how we spend our days is, of course, how we spend our lives. What we do with this hour and that one is what we are doing. A schedule defends from chaos and whim. It is a net for catching days. Wow. You know, a schedule never really seemed like that holy of a thing to me until just now, when I started thinking of it as a net for catching days. And this is kind of revolutionary, isn't it? Instead of thinking of our calendars as something that charts our obligations, maybe we can start using them as a way to build our most authentic life. We could do a sort of time audit. We could track how much time we actually do spend with family, if family is the most important thing. We could reserve chunks of time for time with friends, invite people over more, make one of our walks a walk with a friend instead of a walk by ourselves. We could make a little check mark every time we take that 5 minutes in the morning in a cozy spiritual corner of our house that we talked about last week. Or we could find the one window of free time we have and Google if there are any yoga classes then. To do a proper time audit, we have to learn to value our time more. Value it enough to keep track of how exactly we are spending it. Imagine this. Suppose your bank credits your bank account each morning with $86,400. Each morning you get $86,400. But every evening the bank cancels whatever part of the amount you fail to use during the day. If you only manage to spend $40,000, you lose the remaining $46,400. So what would you do? You would draw out every dollar, of course. Maybe you see where this is going. But we do have such a bank, and its name is time. Every morning, it credits us with 86,400 seconds. And every night, it rules off as lost whatever part of that we fail to invest to good purpose. Now, please don't think that I am asking you to be busy every second of the day. I am definitely not. The opposite, in fact. A time audit isn't just about scheduling more things in. It's about checking in with the quality of the experiences we are having. And it's not just about how much time we spend going to the gym or having dinner with our family. It's about how much time we spend laughing, how much time we spend alone in the good way of being alone, or feeling connected to others. How much time we spend excited and inspired, challenged. And it's also about how much time we spend worrying, how much time we spend regretting or overanalyzing, how much time we spend being angry. Lisa and I just rewatched a movie called About Time. The main character is Tim, a young, sweet, and really awkward British guy who is desperate for a girlfriend, but not very suave with the ladies. Everything changes for Tim when he comes of age and his father lets him in on the big family secret, that the men in his family have the ability to travel through time. Now, they can't go back to, say, the Middle Ages, but they can go back within their own lifetime and make changes. So although he is skeptical, Tim sees right away that if his father is telling the truth, if this isn't just the biggest practical joke his dad has ever played on him, that he has just been given an incredible opportunity. And it doesn't take Tim long to use his newfound power to get himself a girlfriend. He goes back in time to the New Year's Eve party where he didn't kiss the girl at midnight, and he does kiss her. She doesn't end up being his girlfriend, but it gives him confidence. Later, he goes back in time to an accidental run-in with the most beautiful girl he has ever met. And this time, instead of saying, "Oh, you have the same name as my mother," he comes up with something more charming. Over the years, Tim uses his time travel gift to go back countless times to create do-overs for himself and for others. And life gets better. Fast forward a bit to the end of the movie. Apologies for those of you who haven't seen it yet. The girl with the same name as Tim's mother is now his wife. They have 2 beautiful children. Tim's father is nearing the end of his life, and he wants to pass on the secret to time travel that he has discovered. Don't go back and fix every little thing, his father tells him. Don't go back only to the amazing moments that you want to experience again and again. Tim's father stopped doing both of those things years ago. Now, he says, at the end of every day, he goes back and experiences each one again. This time, letting go of all the little annoyances, worries, and stresses. Knowing that everything will be okay in the end, and that very little matters in the grand scheme, he experiences each day again, more open to the joys in it, more patient with those around him, less distracted by the annoyances. Tim tries his father's approach for a while until he gets the hang of it. The second time around, the day is always better. And then he realizes, if he lives the first day more intentionally, he doesn't really need the second day. You see, in the end, making the most out of life may not require time travel at all. It simply requires being truly present in the present, living openly and fully each moment that we are offered, being grateful for all that is our lives. May it be so. Amen, and blessed be.